Okay, before we start this, I would like to say that I apologize on the behalf of everything I am about to say. I am not a Scientologist. I do not believe in these things, but I probably might offend many Scientologists. And from what I've known about Scientologists, they are aware about anything involving the church. So they are probably going to see this recording. So I'm going to say this as loud as possible without interrupting the other projects. I do not mean to offend anyone, and this is for educational purposes. Say it with me, educational purposes. Okay, good. Let's start. Religion is something that guides us throughout our entire lives. For some, it's what we eat. For others, it's how we act. And for others, it's how we treat others. But what if I told you that religions could sometimes cross the line of cult? What if I told you that one religion was able to get into our US government and hide any information about the church and make itself better? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Church of Scientology. So, let's start from the start with a man by the name of L. Ron Hubbard, who was born March 13th, 1911, and which, that soon, you guys know what day it is?
March 13th.
Today is not March 13th. I don't know what you guys are talking about. March 5th, which means we have how many days?
8.
Hey, I'm gonna trust Baden on this, in which many Scientologists follow this man, and especially his birthday, and is a very important religious thing. Forget about that. So, his full name is LaFonte Ronald Hubbard, and which he cut it down to L. Ron Hubbard, because he was an old white dude. Well, he was a baby back then, but, you know, old white dude. And was born in Tilden, Nebraska, because Nebraska is the birthplace of all evil. Now, his father fought in the Navy during World War I, or known as the Great War back in the day, and this allowed Hubbard to gain an amazing experience. He got to see the world. He went to places like China and the Philippines, and he wanted to become, guess what? A sailor of all things. Things are gonna change rapidly soon. Because word of advice, dreams don't always come true. Yeah, like Mr. Cross's dreams.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he decided he was going to do what his father did, just like in World War I. So in World War II, he would decide he would be a part of the Navy, and he got to become a Navy officer. But guess what? The dude was terrible at his job. He was in control of 2 ships, and where he thought there were some Japanese islands over here. He thought, we gotta take those down. We gotta take those down now. They're the Axis powers. We gotta take them down now. But guess what? Those weren't Japanese islands. Those weren't Japanese islands. Hubbard he wasn't good at math. Let's just say that. And so his superiors said, you're incapable of this. And so they sent him down the ranks. And so once he came back, he went to George Washington University in Washington, D.C. of all places. Wow. Where he went in, guess what? Civil engineering. Civil engineering. And guess what? He failed the class. He failed and dropped out 2 years later because he was incredibly bad at math and also just failed the class miserably. And so Hubbard decided he had to do something else to make his money, because Hubbard loved money. Everyone loves money. I know Marco loves money. No, you, Marco. Marco loves money. And so he decided to become a writer. starting off with many adventure stories and later leading on to science fiction. Okay, I solved it. Forget about this, all right? You saw nothing. This was all a part of my plan, my genius plan. So, Hubbard became a writer, and in 1950, he wrote a book titled Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. Now, there are multiple theories about this book. The first theory that comes to mind is that it was just a fiction story, but the popularity of the book was so big that he decided, let's just make this real at this point. But the main theory that most Scientologists believe, as well as the public, is that during his journeys when he was incapable, he was enlightened with the truth of how we in our spirits need to be free. And so he released the book Dianetics in hopes of freeing those spirits in the way of auditing, in which Marley will have to experience later. We're gonna free Marley, everyone! Yeah! And this book became a bestseller with doctors, psychologists, journalists, pharmacists, saying that it's amazing, it's the truth, we gotta follow this. And so Hubbard just moved along with this and kept things going, with him wanting more and more, because simple, money is money. I will say this as many times in the presentation, money, remember, money, it's money. I will have a quiz about this, all right? Pay attention. And so Hubbard would start research foundations that were called Dianetic Research Foundations, in which these research foundations would help give enlightenment, as well as he would give lectures of how to help free these people and how to audit. And then he moved to Phoenix, Arizona. That doesn't really matter, except the fact that it's Phoenix, Arizona, and I love Phoenix, Arizona, not to mention the fact that it is also one of the best places for a Scientologist. And with that, Scientology has finally made it to the big leagues and its beginnings. And so now, you guys need to know what these people believe in. Well, at least what we know so far. So, we have 3 parts: the body, the mind, and the thetan. Now let's name this person, I don't know, Andrew. Let's name him Andrew by any chance. I don't know why, just a name that comes to mind. So Andrew over here, he has his mind right here, in which his mind, I don't know if you know this Andrew guy, but I don't really think he has a big mind. And because the mind is controlled by 2 parts, reactive and analytical. The analytical mind is the one that is mostly in control. So whenever, let's just say, you're watching a boring presentation about Scientology, you're in your analytical mind. But let's say Peyton is about to get hit by a car. You have your reactive mind, and that's the one that gets into control. Hubbard believes this because of what happened to him during World War II and how different he felt. Then there is the scariest part, which makes things the most crazy about this church. The thetan spirit. This is everything of your past experiences and traumas, and believes to cause many mental and physical illnesses. So, Peyton, I'm sorry for your past then.
It's okay.
There. And so, yeah, these are the big parts that Scientologists believe. Publicly. Notice publicly. And so we need to clear these thetans and we need to let this person go. So, Marley, get on up here.
Yay, go Marley.
We're going to have an auditing session. But first, I need $25.
Here's some chewing gum.
That'll work. Now, usually, you need a license to audit. But guess what? I am a child, and I will do things illegally. So, we have the E-meter, which is an electro-psychometer. And where we don't need that. And so the engrams, which are also parts of the mental and physical illnesses, will be together. Yeah, it worked. And usually you do need a license to audit, like we all know this. I don't do that. So Marley, hold these 2 cups in your hands. All right, put these headphones on. All right, if I do this correctly, this should work. And which all of this should scientifically work by following Hubbard's studies. By using the electric currents, which does scientifically work with this experiment, it does work. It does work. Don't question me, Shani. This does work. I am the scientist here. You are not. And so, this should work. And we are going to help free Marley. Free Marley, free Marley, free Marley. All right, let's do this. All right, Marley, my first question. How has your day been going?
Pretty good.
Okay. Any problems that have come up?
No?
You sure?
Took you a while.
It's okay if you don't want to share. This is a public space and
Someone's talking about their mom on radio.
exactly. This is your past, Marley. Think about it. Think about the past. Marley. Okay, my final question for you, Marley. What is 2 plus 2? Okay. Okay, with this, I need to do some results real fast. You're depressed. And you want to know how we can solve this? You gotta pay $10,000 to the Church of Scientology, in which you have to join us. That's the only way to solve your depression, Marley. It is the only way. Okay? So you gonna pay the money? Okay. Well, guess what? I was lying about everything. This doesn't work. This is just a radio. These are just cups. Okay? I am trying to prove a point here, all right? Scientology will lie to get your money. They're still watching me, I know. They will use you, Marley. Especially younger, naive people like Marley here. Exactly. Marley, you can go back to your seat now. You're safe. Don't go into scams. Don't. Remember this, okay? So we just saved Marley. Sort of. I think I made him more traumatized. So it is believed that Scientology is willing to lie and cheat just to get your money. Unfortunately, Hubbard's love for money led to one place in particular. The IRS. And so Hubbard, he knew, I don't want to pay taxes. So he came up with a solution. He came up with a solution. I'm sick. He came up with a solution to turn turn Scientology into a church. Originally, it was just a way of life, a method to help make yourself better. But by making it a church, they don't have to pay taxes, which is a bonus on so many levels. And I hope none of you try to do that, because the IRS is scary. Mr. Cross knows that.
Terrifying.
And so they had done it. The church is now here. And the church would start to spread across the world in under a decade. With one of the first few places they go is, I'm gonna need a Saturday for a second because it's the UK. Can I get a boo from everyone?
Boo!
Good, that's what I needed.
The guy no one invited.
Now, the British, when Hubbard arrived to the British territory, they immediately said no. Because from what I've told you, does that sound normal?
Probably not.
Just you wait. In which they called him an undesirable alien. Remember alien? And they banned him from ever entering the country, which is something I hope for. And then Australia, they were actually able to get the church banned in the country. But Hubbard somehow found a way to wrap his strings around and somehow found a way to bring the church back by calling it the Church of New Faith. Guess what? It was the same thing, just a new name. It was just a new name. And this is the first time the British did something right. I can't believe I'm saying that. Don't clap for that. Don't clap for that. But guess what? Even though Hubbard was banned from the UK, he still owned a British island. He somehow owned an island in the UK territory, even though he was banned, which is crazy. And I will tell you, Hubbard is a man who can get anything he wants with ease. This is how he made it so far. But then, he finally got to live his dream after a long period of time. You know how Hubbard wanted to become a sailor, like I told you? Well, guess what? He finally got to do that. He got to live his dream. Hooray! Good job. I've taught you well. And so he created a group called the Royal Scotsmen, where him and a bunch of younger Scientologists would sail the Mediterranean Sea as well as the Eastern and Atlantic Ocean. Now, Hubbard would still control the Church of Scientology, with him writing books and still controlling the church while he was away at sea, but he was cut from the outside world, with the only thing he was able to talk to were his messengers to tell him how the church was going, in which one of those messengers was his wife, Mary Sue. And where Mary Sue would be the leader of a group called the Guardian's Office, which was one of the positions for Scientology, where the Guardian's Office would investigate critics. Let me just tell you guys a story real fast. Hubbard trusted nobody. He believed the world was out to get him, whether it was the UK or the Australians or even a 3-year-old. He believed the world was out to get him. And that's when his wife and his team went on the project known as Project Snow White. You might be wondering, what's this project about? They got to sneak into the U.S. government and have the largest, I'm not, the largest break-in of our government in history. Other governments haven't been able to do that. Other governments. But yet, this church, who is not even at their peak yet, has somehow found a way to break into our government. One of the biggest governments in the world. And this happened for almost years. Until they got arrested. Where Mary Sue got arrested and her team. With the only one who didn't get arrested is, guess who? L. Ron Hubbard! He made it! Because he just said, I know what happened. And he made it. Because somehow everyone believes the words that are coming out of his mouth. Oh, man, I hate Hubbard at this point. Whew. And so this leads me to some of the important ranks. Just like how Mary Sue was at the highest tiers, so with so many others. And now, Marley, you're now going to, because you are now my honorary Scientologist for this presentation, you're now going to climb the ranks. Starting off with grade 1, in which you are just learning the foundational training for a Scientologist, whether that be auditing, going to lectures, or all that boring stuff that really doesn't matter until you're at level 8. Yeah, all that fun stuff, right, Marley?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, good job. Great for being excited, Marley. And then there's grade 2, addressing the entries and/or demon circuits, which means our spirits. Our spirits in here. Oh, some of you don't have spirits. I'm looking at some of you. Then there's grade 3, removing the body fields. Because we want to free it. We want to be free of it. That is the main goal of Scientology. Wink, wink. I can't wink. Grade 4 involves releasing, which is freeing the individual from destructive behavior patterns. Like Peyton, for example. She has destructive behavior patterns. Let's move on. Grade 5 is freedom from fixated into the mess. You want to know what that means? Matter, energy, space, and time. Why is this important? Because Hubbard's a crazy man. I think that's all we really need to know. And then we do all of those steps again for grade 6 and moving on. And then there's grade 8, the true beliefs of every Scientologist, where we're gonna find out about this soon. Because this, my friends, this is where things become cultists. Now, only the highest of the highest are a part of grade 8, including Mr. Cross's most favorite person of them all. You want to say it?
No, I don't.
How about everyone else says it?
Tom Cruise.
So let's start off with former members, just to let Mr. Cross calm down a bit. Starting off with Jerry Seinfeld, who used to be a part of the Church of Scientology. Now, he dabbled in the church for a good period of time because he was just dabbling in a lot of things because, you know, he's a comedian and he wants to find new things to be a part of. Because as a comedian, you really only talk about your life, and once you do comedy for that long, you gotta get new stuff. And so he even got to lectures, he started to learn how to audit. Then he just realized this isn't for him. And he left because he saw how insane this is. Then what if I told you one of the most famous actors and one of the most talented actors was a part of the group? Brad Pitt. Don't give me that face, Peyton. You know who Brad Pitt is. He's in Fight Club.
Peyton.
Moving on. So Brad Pitt was dating this girl who just so happened to be a Scientologist. And so he was like, yeah, I'll join her. And he started to do the same thing, starting to get into the groove and feel of it. And then they broke up. And he was like, I'm done. Because it was really all about love. Isn't that what life's really about? Good job, I've taught you guys well. Then there's a shocker. Christopher Reeves, who you might know as Superman. Dun, dun, dun. And where he joined the group for a long period of time until one day where he was being audited and he decided to tell a story about the Greek gods. And guess what? They believed him. They believed everything he said that was coming out of his mouth. And so he knew this is all baloney. And he just quit. Last, but most certainly not least, Jason Lee, who you might know for being a part of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yeah, now you guys are starting to recognize him. Now, he was one of the most famous members of the church. But slowly and slowly, he started talking less and less about it. Some might say it was due to relationship issues. Some say it was because of how the church was acting. Maybe it was just because Jason saw things in a different view. And so he started moving away and away until he actually moved to Texas. And he just left. But now let's talk about some actual members who are still a part of the church. Starting off with John Travolta. You might be wondering, who's John Travolta? Have you guys seen Grease? Have you guys seen Pulp Fiction? Actually, I should know the answer to that. Well, then you guys don't know who he is. But the adults do, right? Good! And so, he is one of the most famous members of Scientology, behind Mr. Cross's favorite, who we'll get to later. Then there's Nancy Cartwright, who none of you might know now, but until you hear her voice, ay caramba. That's right, Bart Simpson herself. Now you guys are starting to get it. She is in fact a Scientologist, believe it or not. But now, Mr. Cross, it's time. Actually, for this, we're gonna bring it over here. That way Mr. Cross can just see it more and more. We're gonna bring him over here. Thomas Cruise, who you might know for Mission Impossible 1 through, how many are they on? Like 10?
7.
No one knows. And he is the face of Scientology. Now, you might be wondering, why does Mr. Cross hate him? Look at that smile. Isn't that so amazing, right? Why did it make Mr. Cross mad? Yeah.
Beautiful smile.
Well, guess what? The dude's 95 crazy. He is 9 to 5 crazy. We're gonna watch a video of him on the Oprah Winfrey Show, where he has a fun experience. we're not gonna do full screen because that's gonna turn out bad.
First of all, thanks for coming to my Legends Ball with Katie. Was that the best fun? Was that? Yes, yes. What has happened to you?
Notice how Tom's weirdly going like this and then touching Oprah's like this, yeah, randomly, even though she's talking and trying to have a normal conversation. Things will get crazier. Just you wait.
Something happened to you. Something happened to you. I'm in love.
He says, I'm in love. Now, I have a theory about this, based on facts. A long time ago, Tom Cruise was a single man. And so the Church of Scientology decided to help him. So they decided to get him a girl of his liking, in which they changed this woman to be Tom's exact type. Just you wait. And then, once they broke up, the woman told a friend, and then it got revealed. And so, the woman got forced into almost torture at that point. Torture and labor. This is the Church of Scientology. Just you wait, because things will get a lot crazier. Or should I say, cruisier.
They're literally on the edge of their seats. They're like this. No, I know what he's doing. He's processing. He's trying to just figure out what he is going to tell. I've never seen you like that. I know. We've never seen you behave this way before. I know. Have you ever felt this way?
He just jumped on the couch. For fun. For fun. Some might say, oh, there's something wrong with him. But he only has a small reading and writing issue. That is the only problem he has. So, this might be because of something else that happened to him when he joined a certain church. Maybe. But then again, I must remind everyone that I am only speaking about the Church of Scientology, and I do not mean to speak in a negative way about the Church of Scientology. There is a few secrets that the church never told Tom. And it was revealed in the most unlikely of places. I am talking about South Park. Believe it or not. In which, in the episode, and no, I do not mean to offend anyone, trapped in the closet, which implies what it implies. Yes. Moving on, and where it involves a character known as Stan, who is about Marley's age and height, and he is forced to take a Scientology thing, and where he joins the church because he is depressed, just like Marley, in our simulation. And so, he joins the church, and they believe he's the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah. And so they reveal to him the truth. A long, long time ago, there was a ruthless alien overlord named Lord Zenu, or Xenu, as people call him. He was the ruler of the Galactic Federation and led 26 planets, including the planet of Tegarak, otherwise known as Earth. Now this was a long time ago. I'm talking when Mr. Cross was still a very old man, so 75 million years ago. He was still an old man back then. And where Lord Xenu realized his planet was overpopulated. And so he decided he needs to kill his homeworld. And he would bring the Thetan spirits down to Earth and let them in the vicinity of the volcanoes. And so he would bring them down in a DC-8 airplane, which is a real airplane model. Yes, a real exact model. We are talking exact detail about this. I need to emphasize this. Exact model. Okay? And so Xenu let them down and put them in the vicinity of the volcanoes, and where he froze the Thetan spirits and left them on Earth as Xenu flew away. And as Xenu flew away, there was an uprising, and Xenu was trapped on Earth. But Xenu got the upper hand, where he would use nuclear explosions to remove the spirits. Now, you might be saying, this is crazy, right? But that's because Scientologists try not to speak about it. There is a reason only the highest of the highest grades knew about this. Because one, money, and two, money. Ooh, I need water. Moving on. Now you might be saying, how could Scientologists believe this? And a lot of them, fun fact, didn't until this episode released. It was revealed by South Park of all places, believe it or not. And so, you now wonder, how do people still stick with this church? For some, it's because they're forced. Some, it's because they have family who's still a part of it. Some, it's just because that's how they grew up, and that's how they continue to live their lives. Now, this leads me to one final question, though. Is Scientology really a religion? That is one of the most important questions that we need to figure out. Let's start off. You guys want to start off with good or bad? I'm going to let you guys choose.
Good.
I'm hearing good. So let's start off with the good. Spiritual enlightenment. It's something that all religions want, no matter what, to have enlightenment. Now this one's important, a small group having beliefs. That comes from the exact quote of the Church of Scientology, in which they try to ask the question, who or what is operating the mind, as they try to bring good to everyone and themselves. Now you guys want to hear the bad, don't you?
Yeah.
You guys want to know what the definition of a cult is? It's people who do religious acts, but is regarded as strange or sinister. Does any of this sound strange or sinister?
A little bit.
Yes, it does, Owen. Indeed it does. Now we're going to say a quote from the late, great L. Ron Hubbard. If you want to get rich, start a religion. Because this is one of the most important things about Hubbard, money. Because money is money, and we all love money. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to keep emphasizing this. Money is money. And then, the final thing. The definition of a religion involves beliefs. You need to believe. But, according to the Church of Scientology's website, Scientology is something one does, not something one believes in. You might be saying, so then, it's not a religion then. But it is. Which is why you guys are gonna have to figure it out. Stand up, everybody! Because guess what? This side, if you believe it is a religion, this side not. Pick a side. No, put that back. Okay, it seems like there's more people on this side. So, I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be a wild card in this. Someone who spent 100 pages studying and figuring this out to help the opposing team, the team who has less people. So I don't know why you saw it. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate with y'all. That's right. I'm gonna be the devil in this situation. All right, let's see. You guys started off because you guys have more people. Peyton.
Okay, it's not a religion because they said they don't believe in it. They just do it. But if you don't believe in it, then why are you doing it?
Counter offer. Then again, they do say it is beliefs. It involves beliefs.
That's true.
Yeah. Like you said. I believe it's not a religion, it's a cult, because they do strange or sinister things, like take over a government.
But still, they still are counted as a religion. That's all I'm saying, right?
Because of
Marley.
They also made a woman become Tom Cruise's type, and that's pretty bad and torture, absolutely torture, and it's a cult. And just like what Eli said, yeah, it's sinister stuff.
I'm gonna let this side speak for a bit.
What's the difference between a cult and a religion?
A cult does strange or sinister things that are religious.
A cult secretly.
Don't some religions do them?
Yeah.
In
Like-
someone's
like-
eyes, doesn't some religions do?
Like
Yeah.
praying,
So-
like praying and stuff, like all religions.
Exactly.
That's pretty
Like a lot of religions have different things, so you can literally make anything into a religion. Literally, you can have blankets made into a religion. So why can't this be a religion?
That's true.
Yes,
Well,
guys.
because it's basically one of the only purposes because it was for money. Money doesn't really relate to religion.
Money is
It
a
could.
religion.
Explain.
Marley.
Who here believes in aliens?
How does
Yo. Yo.
There, Marley. There.
That shit is not real, guys.
okay? How are we here? Take a wild guess. If we're here, then why are other people here, bro?
Water.
Are you on their side or our side?
I'm on both sides. The side of Trace
I don't
always
like
wins.
Mama's side. I don't
It's
want
true.
Mama's
It's true.
Oh, guys.
So cults kind of secretly like pull you in with making you be able, like, with making you do like the dirty work. And eventually, when you're like doing the most of it, like a bunch of it, they'll finally show you what they really are and show you that you're now a part of the cult.
That's just facts.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It
you're
doesn't
right.
really show why it's not a religion.
You're right, but like we don't care. We love
People
cults.
on that side too.
People are forced to be in this cult, not religion, and people are forced to do torture, kind of like Tom Cruise's girlfriend, and it's all for money. And then they all got disclosed by a South Park episode.
Technically
It's not a
speaking,
religion.
don't all religions start out as cults?
Mhm.
Oh.
In theory, because like all the religions also earn money tax free in their churches. So
That's straight facts.
It is.
Yeah.
Peyton.
Do other religions torture people?
Yes.
No, just like
Yes.
not
Yes.
but like in a bad way.
Yes. Yeah. Just come over.
like force them to do stuff.
You know we're right.
Like 17th century or something.
Y'all aren't really like stating any reasons.
Yeah, there's
You're
no.
just saying
You
facts.
can't make something. Okay, a cult is like. How do I explain this? A cult and a religion have basically no differences, because they both have the same thing. Religions can harm people. Cults can harm people. Cults can help people. Religions can help people. So where's the difference? Oh, there's maybe a difference between the words, but.
All right, we're gonna end this here. I am so proud of this side so much. I'm so
I was
proud.
originally on this side.
You guys can sit down now. You guys can sit down.
Can I hold the dare Who by Shawnee? What?
Full body shot.
What? Who by Shawnee?
Religion is something that guides us throughout our entire lives. And for many people are part of the Church of Scientology. It is their ways. And no matter if you believe it is a cult or not, we must respect what they believe. Who knows? In the afterlife, maybe we're in a neighborhood and it's controlled by a man named Michael, or who knows? Maybe Lord Xenu is waiting for us as he's conquered the night sky.
Questions?
Naima?
What is that last post?
Yeah, I just forgot that in general. Yeah, Scientology almost went bankrupt. Yeah, it was only for like 2 weeks though. Ishani?
Do you think Scientology is a religion?
No comment.
It's just a
Joe?
Like, how many people follow this religion?
Okay, so we don't have an exact number, but the peak was around 100,000, maybe 400,000.
This isn't really a question, but Nancy Cartwright, is that how you say it?
Yes.
She's Sabrina Carpenter's aunt.
Yep.
What?
Any other questions?
Is Scientology still around today?
Yes, it is. Mr. Cross.
After all your research, do you think he intended it to be a work of fiction from the start, Dianetics, or do you truly think he thought he was writing, I don't know if philosophy or psychology is the right word, like the whole volcano, soul in the volcano, alien Xenu thing? I met Xenu, great guy, throws a heck of a party back in 7,500 million years ago. Anyway, do you think he intended it to be fiction, or do you think he truly believed that and it just got out of hand on him? What do you think?
I think he did truly believe in all of this, because after many sources telling me he believed he was enlightened, that he saw the truth.
Wow. Interesting.
Plus, it was World War II, so.
Yeah.
Amelia.
Okay. Is there like was there a leader before? Like, was he the leader? And if so, is there like a new leader now? Because he's dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
He dead. And which, yes, he was the original leader. Now, I don't know who he is now.
Maybe it's Tom Cruise.
Maybe. Maybe it is.
There's a constructive on here you're going to need to read ASAP. Moving on. Positives.
Joe.
You had great products, great board products. You had a loud and clear speaking voice, and this was a really good presentation. I was very interested this whole time.
Take everything,
And
Joe.
okay, well, am I not allowed to give praise? Fine, y'all can go, I guess. Just vote. I don't know.
Taking my words. I
Go.
guess. Okay. Well, you're very enthusiastic about this project, I could tell, and your board looks really good, and the way you explained this was really cool, even though it's a very concerning topic.
Yeah, I got a lot of looks from family.
I would-
Marley.
Thank you for having me part of your presentation.
You're welcome, Marley. I see no one else's hand up, so.
Why is Tom Cruise over there slowly
All
falling?
of your post-ups and visuals look really good, except for the one of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that one looks amazing.
10 points for Rod.
I see no one else.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
Hey, Aaron.
What everyone else said.
Pay it, bro!
Constructives.
Owen.
The only thing that you kind of did wrong, but isn't really big of a deal, is you kind of like repeated one phrase, but it wasn't about how you
Which
said,
phrase was it?
Guess what?
Yeah, I do like to say guess what. It helps bring it in.
It's okay.
It seems repetitive, but that's not.
I said I don't have any.
Can you hand me my notes too?
I was about to say, I said, but he doesn't have it.
My thing that I say all the time is, do you know what I mean?